What is going on, guys? We are back here with another video finally. It has been a very long time, which I do apologize for. I actually had a fairly busy summer still with visiting friends and family, and when I wasn't on the road doing any of that, then I was basically sitting at home quarantining or working. So yeah, but we're here with another video. This weekend is the first weekend that I will be out in the woods bow hunting. Me and Cody are heading up to his land up north. It's been too long. Been looking forward to this weekend for, I don't know, basically since we got out of the woods last year. So I got a couple new things here for this year. I picked up a XOP Vanish Evolution tree stand. Those are just some extra bungee cords. Picked up the Hogg helium mini sticks. And I also purchased the XOP Treestand transport system. I read some pretty good reviews about that. Kind of distributes the weight and has that big back pad or plate on the back, so you don't have that metal cast aluminum stand digging into your back. And another thing is I bought these rubber bungee cords. Saw a lot of reviews online of different ways of packing your gear into the woods, and there's never a right or wrong way of doing things. It's kind of all personal preference, but I kind of landed on these rubber bungee cords, and I just duct taped the ends here, so that way it doesn't make any noise when it's clanking on the stand. But yeah, and obviously the last step would just be to toss the backpack up here. Got the seat acted as kind of a shelf like that. And that'll be the setup for this year. This year I also did purchase a new release. I got the Spot Hogg Wise Guy. I used to shoot an old Truefire. I had it for the last 6-7 years at least, and it's treated me well, but I just wanted to get something new, a little more up to date. Folds back. The trigger is so sensitive. When you pull it, it goes. There's no delay, and it's just super durable. I love it. It is a little bit on the more expensive side compared to some of the other releases I've shot, but you get what you pay for. So I'll link this in the description down below, but definitely go check out Spot Hogg, guys. What's going on, guys? We're on our way up north right now. Stopped, we got Culver's on the way up. It is about 82 degrees today, so it's definitely a lot hotter than we would like, but it is supposed to drop down about 33 degrees overnight, so I think when we get in our stands tomorrow, should be in the low 50s, or I think it's actually supposed to get down to like 47 tonight, so it's gonna be interesting. We'll see how that translates to deer movement, but the property was logged the last 3 winters, so it's definitely looks a lot different in there than it has in the past. So we'll see. We're not really expecting too much, just because we haven't seen any trail camera pictures yet. We have no knowledge about what it's going to look like, so kind of going in blind and just going to hunt some spots that we've hunted in the past that we've had success. So we'll be up there by about 5-6 o'clock tonight. Depending on what time we get there, we might go in the woods and try to get a night stand in, but there's a good chance you might just not be hunting until morning. So the next time you see us, we will see you in the woods.
Put a stand in like that pine tree right up there.
Yeah. Even like right there. Even that big pine right there wouldn't be bad.
So right here. Boardwalks, I didn't see it up here.
Alright, guys. We just got in the woods here. We're not really hunting tonight. I guess if something walks by, well, I'm setting up a stand. I guess you could call that hunting, but on my tree here, I'm just gonna get this stand on right up here. It's a little bit bigger of a tree than I would like, but will see deer in the afternoon, just not nearly as much as the morning. So I'm expecting to catch some deer coming from some cornfields out over this way, kind of to the west. Coming back here to bed, which is over here, and there's also more bedding back over this way too. So fingers crossed. Hopefully we can get one down tomorrow, guys. Finally just got lightened up for an interview here. It was about 47 degrees this morning when we climbed up. I think the high is gonna be somewhere in the low 60s, high 50s. We saw quite a bit of scrapes and rubs and some buck activity down below here in the pines to my left by the bedding. We also have a couple really nice bucks on trail camera. I think there's two 10-pointers. One of them might be a 9, and then I think it's a smaller 7, but it's super tall. So three bucks, and Cody hung the cameras up back in early September, so they've been hanging for about a month and getting pictures and videos for about a month, so we thought. But turns out a little bear, probably 2.5-year-old bear, decided that he was going to take down the cameras. I don't know, Cody read something that they're attracted to plastic, so I have no idea, but he ripped one completely off the tree 6 days in, and then the other one I think lasted for not even 24 hours before he ripped that one, and I don't think he ripped that one off the tree, but he tilted it down, so we couldn't get any pictures or videos. So that's kind of frustrating, but on one camera we had 3 shooters in 6 days. So I can only imagine we might have gotten a couple more if they would have soaked for the whole month. Those bucks were all on camera. Right down here to my right by the scrape that he had set up, the mock scrape. And it's been tended to quite a bit, so hopefully one comes to rushing it up today. What's up, guys? Just got word from Cody that he just shot a doe. It's been about 15 minutes into our sit here since first light. I actually heard like a big thump, and when I looked over in the general direction to my right here where I heard it, and I saw a bunch of does spooking. One of them was blowing, but I saw their tails flickering. And right when I saw that, I kind of figured he shot, because it sounded like an arrow hitting a deer. So that's awesome. He said he might have hit her a little bit high, but hopefully it wasn't too high. But we're gonna stick it out here. Hopefully we can get one of those bucks to roll through by the scrape at some point. But if not, we'll get down in a few hours and go track the doe. It's probably been about 30 or 45 minutes since Cody shot that doe. And I just had another doe blowing behind me, but the wind's coming from the north, which is back strictly behind my tree. It's blowing right over my shoulder to the south there, and there's no way she got my wind. So she was still probably 80 yards behind me. There's no way she saw me. I'm in the trees between me and her. I'm not sure what happened or what spooked her. Maybe it's the doe that he shot. I don't know. But I think Cody's gonna get down in like a half hour just to check out the arrow, see what it looks like. But we'll keep you guys updated.
Well, it's an eventful morning. This girl came in at about 7:30, and I hit her higher than I wanted to. And the exit wound's actually on the back side here near the hip. And
That's the entry, and the exit was down over here.
the arrow was just nothing but gut.
Yeah, he's just been through right here.
Yeah, we saw
So
that.
we weren't very optimistic.
We were pretty nervous.
And
We kind of started grid searching and stumbled upon her right here, bedded down.
that's why I couldn't believe it when I saw how dirty the arrow was. I was like, I did not think I hit her that far back. It must have deflected rib to go that far back. It had to have.
Yeah. She wasn't quartering away like you said.
No, she was broadside. Perfect. It had to have just deflected like crazy. I don't like that.
I shot her up in the corner over here. She ran down. Blood's kind of sparse, but found some right here. And she was bedded right there. So she only went 120 yards maybe?
Yeah.
About that?
Girl came out with fawn, another big doe with her. Didn't think that they were going to come to me, but I knew they were upwind of me, so I wasn't worried about getting scented at all. And just slowly worked over. They got to the clearing that I was set up on, and they got real spooky. And I kind of had to force the shot. And the shot went in a little high and ended up exiting actually far down here, but clipped it up in the lungs, tracked her for a while, and once we found her, we just kind of stumbled on her. Actually, Mike found her, and she had been dead for quite a while. She maybe lasted 10 minutes, and she was dead.
She only probably went 120 yards from where you shot her.
Yep.
And I had to do all the work dragging her out as usual. Always has to do the work.
Brian had to do all the work.
That's why we invite Brian along. He's the workhorse. Always has been.
Absolutely.
Call him the Ranger. But no, that's a full freezer. Just emptied it and just filled it. First morning.
Okay, so we just got back in the stand here. It's the afternoon of October 10th. I'm sitting in the same tree that I was in this morning. We still got a very similar wind to what we had this morning. It's coming out of the north, but a little bit more in the northwest actually now, so I just hope it doesn't switch to a west wind, because if it does, it's going to be blowing right over here towards that scrape that we had those pictures of those bucks on. So, but I heard something crashing through the pines here to my left about 5 minutes ago, so I wasn't sure. There's a buck bedded in there, or it could have been a bear too. You know, we've seen 2 different bears in the property, so we're gonna hang tight here and see if we can't maybe get a shot at a doe or one of those bucks. So stay tuned. Good morning, guys. It is Sunday morning, October 11th. We got the wind changed on us this morning. Yesterday it was coming out of the north, and it's kind of swirling a bit this morning, but it seems it's mostly coming out of the south, which isn't ideal for this stand, but depending on which way the deer come from, there's a good possibility they come from my west over here, which is where I usually see a lot of deer come from, and if they do, I got a good wind for that. And I think I'm in front of me here to the south. I'll be good as well, but last night after I closed my interview out, I did have a doe come from behind me here to my north. Just kind of tiptoed through right below me. Wasn't enough camera light or shooting light to get a shot, but yeah, so we're going to stick it out here until about 9:30, 10 o'clock. Hit the road. So I'm a bit tired this morning. Our neighbors above us in the motel decided they were going to leave town at about 3:30 or 4 this morning, and they had a bunch of kids, and they were just hollering, screaming, jumping up and down, going up and down the stairs because they were on the second floor. I don't think I got any sleep after that, so probably gonna be taking a nap in the car on the way home.